All right, you guys. So in the battle of the president, I believe round one clearly goes to Joan Laporta. And it's not even because I'm a Barcelona fan. It's because he has just cooked, and with facts. Let's get into it. But in case you're not caught up, on Sunday, Florentino Perez addressed the Real Madrid General Congress or General Assembly, whatever it is called. And then he took time to take swipes at Barcelona, calling into question the 17-year history of Barcelona's best, sporting history, and linking it to the Negreira case. He also mentioned the fact that it was kind of weird that many Real Madrid players had more European titles than they had La Liga, again calling into question the legitimacy of Barcelona's wins in those years. Now, we've heard in the media for many days now that Joan Laporta may respond to Florentino Perez, and today he has. So let's get into it, because the first thing I want to talk about is points to the 17-year history and Barcelona's best sporting period. And like I said in my video when I responded to Florentino Perez, I don't know who that message was for, because we clearly remember Barcelona being the standard at the time, and I'm glad that Joan Laporta has just reiterated it, because he talked about the fact that Barcelona played the best brand of football. They were the standard for a long period. They were admired about the world. And Real Madrid, they just don't like that, and I agree with it, because again, some of us were old enough to remember the games that Barcelona played. And when I tell you, they were lights out football that every other team wanted to copy. It's just straight facts. The fact that you think that you can Negreira this and that can negate that is beyond me. And that's on what, period. And then he talked about the fact that Real Madrid want to talk about referees and stuff like that. And then he said to go back and check the history books. The heads of the refereeing commissions have always been who? It's been Real Madrid players. And I said, it just reminds me of the law of equity, that he that must come to equity must come with clean hands. And then Joan Laporta said, you have no right to lecture us. And I said, and that's on what? Period. Then he goes on to talk about the fact that he believes that Real Madrid are obsessed with Barcelona because, again, you are addressing your general council, but somehow it deems it fit that the large portion of your address to the general council is about Barcelona, calling into question of the legitimacy of Barcelona's best sporting history. Now, why are you so obsessed with me? All I wanna know. And then he did something that I love even better, because he cooked. He said, listen, y'all talking about cheating? What about that Elche? Because you think that we don't see? You think that we're not watching the games? Jude Bellingham had a handball. You're talking about refereeing? Why didn't the referee call it? And I said, that's my president. And then he said, oh, wait. Vinicius Jr. broke Iñaki's nose. Why didn't they call that? Because if you guys did not score that 2 goals, guess what? Barcelona will be top of the league right now. You're only top of the league because you were awarded 2 dubious goals, and that's on what I said. That's on period. Now, why am I happy that Laporta has addressed this? Because somehow of late, it seems to me that everybody seems to think that they have the license to take swipes at Barcelona. And somehow when we respond, it's always, oh, clutch your pearls. Barcelona are being mean to me. So today, Laporta said, I don't want peace. I want problems. And I said, I live for it. I'm behind you. Go on, my president. And that's on what? Period.